Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to more BTS Europe Series action. We got Kaipi versus Team Finem. We're hopping into game number 2 of this 2-game series, and if you do not know what's at stake, let me tell you, Finem, they need to win both of these games if they hope for a chance to be in the tiebreakers of this group stage against Element Pro Gaming so that they can move on into the next round and into the playoffs. For Kaipi, well, they're actually already out of the tournament. I mean, technically, they can't make it into the playoffs, but they're fighting for pride. They're fighting for the fans. And we'll have to see how things do break down. I'm KotLGuy for Beyond the Summit, joined, of course, also from Beyond the Summit with the one and only Blaze casting. So here we are, Blaze. Well into the draft, of course. Kaipi have already picked up the Drow, the Mirana combo. They got Undying and a Warlock, so that seems fun and spicy. Finem, back to the Wisp for them. Spartan did a hell of a job in game number 1, so can't fault them for it. They get to pair it together for Oracle. That is some serious sustain. And then the Legion Commander comes out along with the Jug.
So we're going to be seeing the Undying Warlock, which really is the clear indication of what Kaipi want to do with their draft. I mean, we know that Fluff and Stuff usually maxes Upheaval as his Warlock, and with the Tombstone on top of it, it's going to be very difficult to disengage from this. So with the Drow Slow and so on, it can work really well. We scrimmed, I think it was Fluff's team, or it was another NA team, but it was a team that ran actually Gyrocopter with this composition, where you just call down on the Tombstone, and you can't really fight into it. It's really difficult. So this is a real death ball strat. It's really good for breaking down towers early. The question is how it extends into the later stages of the game, or if we even get to that later stage. I mean, a Drow Ranger definitely can, as we've seen, win games within a 20-minute time frame. So for right now, Undying, Drow, these are very heavy early game heroes. Mirana can be in the right hands, so we'll have to see what all the other chunks fall into play. But Finem, obviously, they're the team that needs this game to win. They are drafting up the Legion Commander for their third pick. How do you feel about that one, man?
Well, it's a not too familiar of a face, so I'm very happy about that. It goes in conjunction nicely with the synergy of their team, and when I look at their team overall, Blaze, it's a lot of sustain, man. I mean, Jug, Ward, Legions, of course, got their heal purge, Oracle, IO. I almost can't help but think, like, what if Kaipi, I know they were playing their own game, and they're trying to play around this Drow and this high tempo and this big team fight, but is that almost so much where you're almost so tempted to be able to pick up something like the AA that you want to really shut that down? I know it's all in the matter of if you're able to land the Ice Blast, but it does feel like it's a lot of sustain and a lot of heal. It makes me really hope that for Kaipi, they can make this Warlock work out.
Yeah, both sides actually have quite a bit of heal, though. If you consider different things, like even something small like the press the attack buff of the Legion Commander, but combine that with the Oracle, the IO, the Tether, Purifying Flames. Actually, it's really easy to get heals out from IO onto a certain tethered target through Purifying Flames, because the IO is never going to be full HP thanks to that spell. So it's actually pretty good. Undying Warlock have their own nice little heals here and there, and it's actually hopefully going to be enough, because but I think the main game plan is here just to jump the Drow Ranger every time. If you blink duel before she can Gust or Hurricane Pike or anything, then she's locked in for combat, and it should be a mortal one.
Do we know if who's going to be playing this Legion Commander? I mean, I don't know Finem to play it a lot, obviously.
Yeah, nobody really plays it all that much. I actually feels like it could be something that they could give to Madara. It could also be something like a weird offlane pick. I don't really feel that comfortable about Legion offlane, or even like the Jungle Legion Commander, dare I say it, but I don't know. Madara seems probably the most confident on the Juggernaut of all things. I
just can't believe that we could be going a whole BTS series and like 3 different series of Finem without seeing them pick up a Slark from Madara. I mean, Slark is pretty relevant still in the game, and Madara is probably one of the best players on a Slark that I've seen. But, you know, it's a new day, a new Dota, a new dawn, and they've been having Madara play some new, fresh, funky picks here. Kaipi, though, with their final grab up, is going to be the Darkseer here for 3-3. You know what's funny is, like, when I first heard of Bone 7 and was watching a lot of Bone 7 play, he was playing Darkseer at the time, all the time. And he was like one of the, I want to say he was one of the innovators or pioneers of getting a lot of that greedy Midas Darkseer jungle play back in the day.
I forgot that was a thing.
That was a thing, like, way back in the day. So it's funny to see the Darkseer pop up in Kaipi, and Bone 7 is not going to be playing it, but we'll have to see what kind of.
I mean, if you like a hero, you're much more likely to draft it. Like, it's just a captain mentality. Even if you try to diffuse it and just try to say, hey, let's focus on my team. What could they play? What can they work? You always want your favorite heroes to work, because you're like, okay, well, I can play this really well. Theoretically, it should work right here, but you have to make sure you have a team focus. Well, Darkseer is a hero that almost anybody can play to an extent. At least at the professional level, I would hope anybody can play the Darkseer, but the question is how well, how effectively, and what it's going to accomplish. So we'll have to see. We've been seeing more and more Bambo as a 4 position, so I assume Fluff is the Warlock, Bambo is the Undying, and we are going to be seeing that 33 or the Coon Darkseer. So it should work out pretty well here. They just want that mech early, more than anything else, because again, they're going to be looking to break towers.
But it's a Darkseer into an Oracle. Like, is that not a huge red flag for them? I mean, you don't get your typical Ion Shell pairing to kind of have a ragtag aggro or dual lane kind of a setup. And whoever you set up the Ion Shell with, I mean, if Oracle's on the other side, Ion Shell ain't lasted very long. It's a ballsy pick.
It is
for
tough.
sure.
It is tough for sure. We could see it going to the jungle. I could see, like, I've even seen Iron Talon Darkseer once or twice. So, I mean, you do almost entirely AoE damage. So we'll see what he ends up going with here. But you're right. If he goes to contest the lane, even if he has an Undying at his back, it's going to be a tough lane. And that's just because of the strength of the Oracle in that matchup, breaking down Ion Shells and making his life a living hell. So Madara is going to be on the jug, the Thug TA that we were talking about last game.
So off lane, Legion Commander.
I don't like it. I don't like it, man.
I don't like either off laner, to be honest with you. So this is going to be a fun time. Madara, as you said, on the jug.
I think if you dual lane it with the Wisp, it actually might be okay. Like, it's not as good as Wisp Bristle, but it's almost as good. Like, you just need that sustain. You need a extra movement speed. You just need a little bit more of everything.
Looks like we will lead in with an early pause, but definitely a funky one there at the end. And as much as we were talking about for Finem's sake, and in particular Madara and all of his kind of different picks we've been seeing him go for, they all kind of fit that same profile, whether it be Slark, and now he's on the jug. Thug, though, I'm happy to see him back on the TA. It is going to be a Radiant side TA, but this is something we got to see him play many a time, and he was making huge strides for himself. You know, back even before TI and for their run up into the summit.
You see the Sing Sing game plan coming out on the minimap here. It's very clear that he
Tic-tac-toe.
has some certain intentions for the game. A lot of movement early on the map. I think some of it has to do with shooting arrows and then, hitting arrows. That seems to work out pretty well. If they can accomplish that overall goal, then I think that should work out pretty well for Kaipi.
Yeah, I believe he's drawing a pound sign, as in he's going to pound the hell out of Finem. Sure.
Could be.
Crisscross. I don't know what the case may be. It looks like they are going to be waiting on Bambo. He's back now. He will be sporting up that Undying, and we know Bambo. He's a very frisky kind of a player. Loves to make strides across all the lanes, but you know, Undying will be something we haven't been able to see him play through this BTS series, so I'm excited. But looks like a resume of a pause. We'll continue here.
So no real surprises here from this draft. I mean, the only thing is really the Legion Commander and hopefully the Wisp with him in the off lane. I think we'll have to keep an eye on how well that succeeds, but as a whole...
Whoa.
5-man smoke down mid.
Whoa. Whoa, cool.
They're not going for the rush, but they're going for the jungle.
They're going to go... Yeah, they're doing that behind the back dirty play here. This is dirty.
In the previous game, we saw the Wisp move out and like he was able to get a good ward out just smoking in front of the tower, but here they're going for a full 5-man sweep and they're really looking for blood. If they get the first blood, obviously they also get great observer wards out and they're going to be pretty happy with that, but you have to consider how much lockdown they have. Do they really have what they need to guarantee a kill here? It's going to have to be a really good Fortune's End.
Dum-de-doo. I'm just a Darkseer. Oh, God!
But look at this. He's actually fine.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have great control. They have to actually wait for him to be as exposed as possible and then go. Instead,
their jig's up, boys. Get out.
They waste the smoke. They waste like 4 or 5 TPs. They waste the spin. This is not what they were looking for. And already Kaipi get a handicap to start their game.
Oh, man. So, well, Finem, I appreciate the very aggressive posturing up there at the start of the game, but unfortunately will not lead to any amount of success.
You got one guy, and it's not even a good stun. It's just like a, hey, in a couple seconds this guy will be rooted. It's actually a pretty weak way to go for it, and Wisp actually eats an arrow, level 1, 4 seconds.
He's going to go for sure, eating way too much damage with the help of the Ion Shell being there on top of it. We're going to break out into an early rumble now. Bambo pretty low, but they're looking to go for Thug. He pops out the early refraction. It's going to be going down here. If they can get that Thug kill, and they can, turn around for Bambo, smacks him right in the face.
And
he brings in another follow-up arrow. He's going to be there. Spartan's trying to be there to help out, but he can't get there in time. And Kaipi start the game off. Not even seconds in with a 3-0 start.
I mean, arrows were shot, arrows were hit. That Wisp just jumps right into it, and that actually sets up such a good start for Kaipi. I mean, they've 1-for-1 on bounty runes, but being able to get 3 kills, and the enemy all bought TPs, so they're already starting off a little bit of gold behind.
That's a mid lane Darkseer.
That is actually good. Again, okay, so I like to talk about this matchup because we don't get to see it often enough. But Darkseer versus Templar Assassin. Darkseer cannot handle Templar Assassin at all for the first 4 levels. But when he hits level 5, he is one of the best heroes in the game to destroy her. Because level 3 Ion Shell will break through refraction in a fraction of a second. It's not even like 0.3 seconds, and her entire refraction is gone. So you are able to just obliterate this lane as soon as you get level 3 Ion Shell.
Ooh, I love the change up there. Kaipi, the aggression continues as they push past the tower. They're going to get the early takedown of Madara on the Jug. Nice connection there. Unfortunately, I do miss a lot of the action. We have an outside cameraman who unfortunately was missed the mark on that one. But nonetheless, they're not done yet. They move him back below. The Tombstone is going to be dropped. And Spartan, fearing for his life, will have to hide back and behind the trees. Maybe next time we'll be able to rotate in and look for some assistance here. Bambo can't turn it around, though, and begin to sap in some serious strength. But with these two, with all these creeps, I don't know, man. He's going to try to find a way to weasel himself out from this one. One more second. Could turn around for another sap of strength. But eventually...
Oh my god, he actually lived.
Eventually, maybe?
No, he's gone, dude. He's
Take
gone.
my life, Golem Gods! Boom! Bambo!
He gone.
Bambo.
And a freebie!
Oh, no!
Six-Hit gets him!
Why did he step back? Still can't get it done! What the hell?
The decay actually screwed him
Oh
over
my
there.
god, and now he's stuck. Please deny me! Not gonna happen. Maybe next time we'll take that one.
Bambo handed it to Sixing there. He set him up on a silver platter, and he's like, okay, I'm gone. Ancients take me away. And then the Wisp is 1 hit from death, but Sing gives a move command back before finishing his auto attack. And then when he tries again with the leap, the decay is wearing off, and the Wisp regains all this HP. Oh, man. Freebie given back the other way. Still a great start for Kaipi, but could have been even better.
Well, I like this. Bambo grabs an Ion Shell and heads to the bottom lane, and they get some good pressure here onto Madara, forcing him back under the tower, but he will have all that support step here. And Kaipi are doing a nice job. I mean, Darkseer doesn't have to worry about Oracle kind of disrupting his early game Ion Shells because he has to be bottom lane to help out. Sing will finally get that grab on the Wisp that he was cheated from before, but for the other two, it ain't going to get any easier here. Bambo continues to move in, and well, a salve will help maybe next time in the meantime, but he continues to play Do-Si-Do around these trees or whatever trees are even left. Good little juke. Spartan comes back, and now the number advantage is going to be in the favor of Finem as they look to go for Bambo.
Oh,
Oracle in a lot of trouble, but he'll be fine. Heals come through with the help of Spartan, and a long, deep committed dive ends up just being the demise of Bambo at that one.
Checking out the other lanes very briefly here. We actually have 33 manning up on Thug. Early vacuum point. He's going to be able to get the kill. No! The refraction burns out instantly. And 33 trying to survive the tower. Realizes too late that is not going to happen, but the damage is done. The Darkseer hits level 5 and the lane shifts.
What a ridiculous game already. Just 6-3 in at about 4 minutes time. And Kaipi being kind of that blitzkrieg style. I mean, I haven't even had the second to check out what's been happening up here in the top lane now. Skylark has been on that solo off-lane adventure, squaring up against both Seven's Drow and Fluff's Warlock. They've been kind of just making do with how much attention has been drawn to the whole lower part of this map now.
Yeah, absolutely. So with this 1 versus 2, 2 ranged heroes that are able to just absolutely suppress the Skylark, he will most likely be able to get experience, and this Fluff is perfect on his pulls. But at the end of the day, Skylark will not get a single significant amount of last hits. He's gotten 4 CS, probably from using overwhelming odds. And from there, yeah, he just gets zoned out hard by these frost arrows. If he ever really oversteps, he's actually going to get caught in the upheaval, and that's going to be either a TP home or an easy kill. Either way, though, I really think the most important thing to note is not really that top lane and the fact that the Drow, of course, she's winning her lane, but that we're going to be looking at this mid lane where the Templar Assassin is going to be struggling hard. Because, just like you saw, refraction means absolutely nothing now against this Darkseer, and he's going to get more and more aggressive as time goes by.
I definitely love it. Very ingenious setup here from Kaipi. You know, you would look on paper at the Darkseer pickup into the Oracle and think they're a bit crazy, but when they're doing stuff like this, you're like, they are crazy, but my god, it's almost crazy good. This time Oracle will be able to step in and quickly purges off the Iron Shell, but Sing Sing's already here to pick up the pieces, and he gets the finish. Templar Assassin, she's gone for good, and now maybe next time is caught between three. This Kaipi team certainly came to play. Only wish they were there for the rest of the BTS series, but nonetheless putting on an awesome early game show here now.
And it's actually top. That's going to be a kill as they do have the upheaval and the frost arrows. Even trying to purge off the slow. The heal over time is not going to be enough. Oh, he walked away. He blinks first. Bone 7 definitely could have had that kill, but risks a death to the Radiant Creeps of all things. And yeah, it is going to be, in fact.
Bambo's here and says, how dare you stay there behind that tower? He just comes in, snipes him with one nuke, and says, see you later.
No problem at all. No skin off Bambo's nose. He's seen death. He's walked it in the face twice against the golems and moves on forward to reap souls from the Radiant side. Actually, Madara, who has some man up on Sing Sing, now getting healed up a little bit by Spartan. Is it going to be enough? Sing Sing right-clicking very little at this point in the game, and the spin will do its job. Poor man's shield plus spin. That's a Mirana's nightmare. She cannot fight that. She can only run. In this case, Leap was already used too aggressively.
Bambo coming down now from the assault that just occurred.
The strength staff is so strong here.
Oh, but Spartan says, I'm going to be joining Madara now. Quickly jumps out and away. Bambo still in pursuit.
Oh, he might get a double.
To the high ground. Excellent positioning. He's going to get Madara. And look at this. Spartan stuck. Get these pesky little zombies off of me.
He should be okay. He's got Tether, he's got TP, but Bambo, man, already getting a kill on the Juggernaut is insane.
Yep. Certainly worthy in itself.
Phase boots undying. That's where we're at, boys. Let's fucking go.
The rush is going to be real. I mean, and he's looking to kind of support them right here and now. There is going to be rotation in from Madara. And an arrow hit onto Madara. Oh, God. Just as they make the comeback here, Bambo's going to move in, get that finish on the Wisp. Madara looking for revenge, though. Should be able to get it, but hey, we got Bamboo with phase boots. And he's going to be able to walk back it away. Sing's here too. He moves in, pops him with another. Oh, tries to jump within any sort of creeps or anything else, but he is going to get hit up with the slashes. Madara will still end up going down. A worthy sacrifice for Bambo at the end of the day. And look at this. Maybe next time steps in, looks to go for the finish onto Sing Sing, but 3 threes here too. Even commits the ward and will get the finish, taking out maybe next time. Kaipi on an absolute tear right now, 13-6.
This style of gameplay really reminds me of the Bambo of Zephyr. If you got to watch any of their games in SCA, one of the big things that Bambo was able to do is ensue chaos in the ranks of his opposition. He was able to just make things happen on the map that you really didn't expect and weren't able to manage. And one thing was he warded behind the tower there. They saw that the Wisp was trying to do a bottle refill with Juggernaut TPing in. And they're like, okay, easiest arrow of my life, boom. And they set it up again. So yeah, you Omni/kill the Undying, but at what cost? You're losing so much across the map. The Legion Commander hasn't even gotten duel yet, and you're right in the middle of the Radiant jungle.
I mean, look at this mess. Bambo is just a force to be reckoned with now. Thug is just simply trying to do some work farming on the side, and this zombie is just all over his house. And Thug will opt to have to pull on back, but as he heads out one direction here, good. We have Sing Sing waiting on the other side. Arrow. Easy. He shoots it, and it hits. And everything else to follow is just horseplay right now for Kaipi as they just quickly clean up Thug.
Wonder if they can actually get a duel up top, though. Bone 7 pretty healthy. The last word is Shadow Word is coming off cooldown. If they TP in somebody now, I think there's a chance.
There he goes for it. Skylark steps in. With the assistance coming out from Spartan, they will certainly have the firepower to be able to finish him off, and that will be our first successful duel of the game, and 10 bonus damage will be awarded to Skylark's Legion Commander. Let's see if it's the start of the beginning or not. Sing Sing shows up, walks in. Oh, nice try at the arrow. Skylark will be able to sidestep it, but has to eat the Starstorm along the way. His family, though, not really too far, anticipating that maybe there could be a push from Kaipi. Bluff, though, still not level 6, so they don't have the rock to drop quite yet. So we could see if they decide to hold off for that. Bone 7's in mid lane now with his new Dragon Lance. And figures he'll take the free lane and try to quickly snipe down this tier 1.
Yeah, no problem at all. They have the vision, they have the tower, and this is going to really start and suppress the space Finem have to work with here. Legion, TA, Juggernaut, they all need items, and they're not going to have much to work with as half the jungle is going to be under fire from Kaipi at least, and now losing out their mid, it's really hard to reinforce if they're getting dove on the western side as well. But Roshan still might be on the table. We'll see. For right now, they're making their move down bottom.
Bambo is about to finish drums now. This guy's rich. He's going to be bull rushing his way through Finem, which only complements the momentum they're looking to go for overall in their lineup. So really just kind of getting the most out of the situation they've been able to get themselves into, or at least the advantage they've been able to put themselves into. So after claiming already that mid-tier 1, they just go right back to work. Bambo had drawn out earlier. They want to kind of move on forward to this bottom lane and finish out this tier 1. Nearby Madara does wait, does have an Omni here.
There's no way they can actually fight
yeah,
this.
they can't fight. Not with who they have
here now. They're relocating top. They're trying to kill Fluff.
Madara even moves in. While they make the move for Fluff, that is going to be a duel, and it will be a successful one. Madara had went in and just hit him with a Blade Fury to distract him a bit and just TP'd right back out. So a successful secondary duel will be in order for Finem. And they're hoping to move in and I would assume try to get the creep on their own first tower. Miss on the arrow, it looks like, from Singh as he tried to make connection here for maybe next time. The rest of them will all walk out and away.
Yep. So for right now, they're looking to reinforce top. Drow is just taking it piece by piece. She sees the tower, she kills the tower, and she's done that mid, bottom. Now Bone 7's right back up to the top lane.
Yeah, lots of movement here. They're looking to kind of go down that checklist, I like to say, with a Drow game. But Finem, oh, Bambo. Invis, he actually spotted out Oracle.
He's the right move, though. Yeah, if you use Tombstone, you're actually going to break down the trees. And he goes for it.
Ah, how's it going, boy? Bambo steps right in the trees along with the Oracle, and he just gets shot on down. Singh will pick up that last hit. And they were thinking about making it go into Spartan, but he will be able to tether back it away. Skylark is going to be possibly the woman left behind. And with a Star Storm, still quite not enough, but eventually they will be able to get the catch. Here comes Madara now, looking to step in. Singh, one more chop will do it. He walks in just in time for that, and Omni Slash a follow with a Blade Fury. But the speed of Bambo allows him to make it away, but not much longer because there is a trap that's going to be popped, and Thug is there to cross paths with him. Here's 33 on the way back up and out right now. A relocate from Spartan as they try to cut off the path from the north, but he heads out to the right-hand side. It looks like eventually they might be able to catch up. The Fortune's End does slow him down a bit, but he will be able to stride his way back to his side. That had been the biggest boost for Finem, I'd have to say, this game so far. Good takedown to Singh. They get the fluff before that, some extra dual damage. Bambo goes down too. Just what they needed.
Yeah, at this moment, I gotta say, there's like no way in hell that Bambo doesn't go for Aghanims next. Like, it's such a great way to snowball this game. He's got plenty of great items for himself right now, but now that he has the mobility tools, get that Aghs, one good back plus decay, and suddenly you've just done this massive nuke to the opposition. You're continuing to be able to sustain yourself. I understand why I didn't get it yet, because he wanted to max Tombstone and not decay, and mobility is really important, but now that he's going to have level 4 decay very shortly, the Aghs is the next item on the list, and it's going to be very hard to deal with.
It's so good. I mean, I remember seeing those times of Beachy Gaming when they pulled out the Alp Morphling Undying tri-combo, getting him the early Aghs, using the hybrid on top of it too. Like, it is just out of control how much strength this man is also happens to sap. And the thing is it happens in these chaotic team fights, and you really can't even understand what the hell is happening when your life is just depleting away, and this Undying, it just turns into a raid boss. And, well, hopefully we'll be in store to see a bit of that action here in this game, as Kaipi will be able to move in and finish out the Roche. Waiting nearby, though, Madara gets hit up with an arrow. They won't be able to purge it off. He goes for the Blade Fury retreat right now, but the chase is on. With the help of the drums, with the help of the phase, Bambo can certainly make chase. A wall's going to be dropped. Wisp does go through it, but a relocate will send them back out and away.
Can they keep fighting?
I don't know. Kaipi could at least step back and settle for the Wisp, but they're thinking about making a move forward for Thug. Thug gets a good strike in for Bambo. There's the return of Spartan, but they're not looking to focus down the Wisp quite yet. Bone 7 is, though. Bone 7 moves in. Bone 7 can't quite get the kill. False Promise will be there.
Gonna die.
Maybe one more shot. No Purifying Flames, no heals. He will pop right then and there. Meanwhile, Thug, arrow, does miss, but they still burst him down nonetheless. Skylark is going to be able to make it back away with Madara in the mix. Blade Furying up, but now they've isolated him. And between the 4 and between the slow, they will be able to take him down. 3-3, now dominating on his darts here.
You really just can't fight them in open combat, and that makes it really difficult because obviously if you don't fight them in the jungle, you're just going to fight them on the lane when they're pushing down your towers with the Drow and the Dragonlance. It's such a difficult lineup to deal with at this stage, and now they have the Katic offering on top. Like, they mire you down with this upheaval, constantly channeling the Tombstone there, and if you fight into them, you have to fully commit. It's really hard to kind of be in and out like that, and while the real Kate play was nice, it ended up scattering Finem's lineup to the point that there was no way that they could do anything but sacrifice the Wisp there, and they had two different ideas about that. In the end, lose more heroes than Kaipi by far, and we'll look at this bottom tier 3 as the siege ensues in earnest.
Kaipi looking to rain on the parade of Finem. If they could clinch a win here, they will eliminate Finem from this BTS series. There goes the chaotic drop with a vacuum combo. Oh my God! There goes Kaipi wiping the floor of Finem and wiping their dreams of potentially moving on to tiebreakers and a chance into the playoffs. And even though Kaipi are mathematically out, they don't care at all about ruining the dreams of others. As if it was their dream to make it into the playoffs of BTS series, of course, because it's a great tournament. There goes the racks now. Kaipi, my God, what a beautiful combo.
Just brilliant. This lineup, it worked exactly how they wanted it to. Of course, they got really lucky with the fact that they not only didn't give away first blood with these early smoke TP action from Finem, but then they also were able to get 3 kills for themselves within the first 2 minutes. Like the first blood alone on the bounty rune down bottom, that started things off so well for Kaipi, and it just went from there. Great arrow play from Sing Sing, great strategy from Bone 7. Across the board, they're executing everything exactly how they need to.
Wonderful stuff. Kaipi will be rewarded with a takedown of the full bottom lane. Finem obviously knocked down but not beaten yet. Not looking to throw out the towel after one simple set of racks. They are looking for the fight back here. It will not be easy though. As they muscle down the mid lane, they quickly realize that might not be the best choice. They will lose Wisp fast. Kaipi just pull the trigger and look for the fight back now. There is going to be a false promise as Thug attempts to hide under the refraction. I don't know how long he's going to be able to hide in the darkness of that one. Bambo is all over him here and now. He turns back, gets off a pretty good strike, but there goes all of his life. Sing Sing shoots him on down. He is dominating on the Mirana, and that TA is going to be out of the game for 40 seconds. No buyback available to him. That's the tier 2 hitting the deck, and here comes Kaipi for another set of racks.
Yeah, just nothing that Finem can do at this point. Overwhelming odds is a bit of a misnomer because that's what they're up against at this point. We're going to be seeing Kaipi just continue to barrage, take down the tier 3, and start diving the base. At this point, they can go as deep as they need to. They've got all their Guardian Greaves back in 15 seconds, and Finem are on their last legs.
What can they do to stop the train of Kaipi here? Madara leads out in front, but Spartan knows he does not want to chase him too far. Kaipi have had no problem in focusing down Spartan and getting him out of the fight. Now that will be 1 racks down. Sing Sing walks in, eats a bit of damage here. While Thug looking to posture up, hiding under the refraction. Madara, though, eating so much damage, can't afford to go down. It looks like they will have to pull out a relocate even. Meanwhile, they step back. They will get the finish onto Thug. Leaves just the 1 racks left, and it is gone. 2 sets of racks will be going down all day. Kaipi even just 1 more step away from closing this one out altogether. I mean, Finem got to be feeling pretty low. Nothing is feeling easy. I mean, Madara's illusion's putting in work on him. He simply blinked out, walked through the wall, and almost died from it. Skylar next to kind of walk out the front door. There are sharks in the water, people. Don't go out there. Oh! It's not safe. Don't go out there. They went out there, Blaze.
They did.
They went out there, and they got punished for it. Kaipi, Finem, this series is over, and neither team will make it into the playoffs. But my God, what a showing there from Kaipi at the end. That was just a treat.
Absolutely. They wanted Kaipi, what they wanted out of this tournament, at least from my perspective, is just to show what they were capable of. And this, with a little bit of luck early on, is what they're capable of. I mean, you can't expect this out of every game, but this is Finem actually really trying to win this game.
Yeah. Doing
their best, but under so much pressure and just under so much momentum from a lineup from Kaipi that is designed to work with this kind of momentum. Like I said, there were 3 extremely early game oriented heroes that fall off very quickly. We've seen 20-minute wins from Drow Ranger before. Well, we just saw an 18-minute one from the lineup of Kaipi, 31-11. These guys pulled out a hell of a game and put on a hell of a show.
That was an awesome match. It has been we were spoiled today. by the Dota.
Really was.
Lots of wonderful treats. You guys need to make sure you go check out the VODs. And by the way, I am currently getting the VODs put up. They'll eventually be uploaded, and you can check them over on the Beyond the Summit YouTube channel, or even here on our Twitch channel. We, of course, have those past broadcasts activated, and you can watch the whole thing as if you were here live. But we are almost at the back end of the group stage Blaze. I believe tomorrow we do have one more day of coverage. A couple of teams did have to reschedule, and we had to move some to tomorrow. And tomorrow was also slated if tiebreakers were necessary.
Exactly. So we do have a little bit to close out the Group C. As obviously we had Virtus Pro, G2A had a few issues, and Level Up had some scheduling issues. So Fantastic 5 versus Level Up, that's Wagamama's team, will be starting us off at 1700 tomorrow, as well as Virtus Pro, G2A versus Level Up, following that at 19. If necessary, tiebreakers will come through from there, and we'll see how that group pans out. But it looks like we will have 3 decided here. We have Elements for sure, Vega for sure, and
the other one
Friends
earlier. Friends.
well.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
Group C to be determined, and then we will have our teams for the playoffs, which hopefully will be on Saturday. We'll keep you posted through the BTS Twitter and so on and so forth. But speaking of Twitters, KotLGuy, as well as Blaze at Blaze Casting, and it's been a great having you guys here today for the BTS Series Europe.
Thanks for coming by and hanging out. We'll catch you next time for more Dota action. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Go away. Bye-bye.